So we all heard the "my dad went to get milk and never came back" joke. Well, this time it's not a joke. Here is the real story of Richard Hoagland, a father of two kids who went to get milk back in 1993 and didn't come back for 23 years. Good old Richard went to get some milk from the local shop and just randomly decided he's gonna get the out of there.
Why would a seemingly happy husband and father disappear, vanish? Wait until you see what his family learns when they finally find him.
The way this whole thing plays out, it was definitely well planned beforehand. He traveled to the airport, but told his wife he's going to the hospital because he doesn't feel well. The wife, being worried about him, called up the hospital he claimed to go to. They told her that no one with that name signed in at any point during that day. During the time he left, he had two sons, aged 6 and 9. So it's fairly obvious this decision wasn't just a life freestyle. It was well planned before. But if it wasn't, then damn, I wonder what actually happened. His demons really took over. He didn't pack anything, not even his passport or any clothes, nothing. The best part is still to come. Richard's car was found at the airport, abandoned. Not just that, but it was found out that no one with his name booked or traveled a flight. So this motherfucker really either changed his name or has played it smart and just led the family to a dead end through leaving his car at the airport and getting away in another one. Well, either way he did it. The family had gone to shits after he left. They lost their car, their home, and weren't able to afford any more cool holidays like they were used to. The kids had a suspicion that the mother could have something to do with it. But if something so random and so horrible happens out of nowhere, it's normal to get thoughts like that. Your body just starts thinking the worst and stuff you would have never thought of. In the end, quite a lot of people suspected the mother, but keep watching to find out if she had something to do with it. What really surprised everyone is that the next summer Richard sent his son's birthday cards in which he said, "You are a super boy," etc., etc. Maybe sometime soon we will set to see each other. I bet I won't even know you. It has been so long. Mind your mother. Bye. With $50 inside them. And this was the last time they heard from him. After not a single sign of Richard for 10 years, he was declared as deceased by the state in 2003. However, in 2016, 23 years after his disappearance, Anthony Cardillo, who was a private detective, dug up information and found out that Richard was living his life in Florida with an identity he stole from a dead fisherman, Terry Szymanski. The way this happened was through Terry's nephew, who decided to do a bit of research on his ancestry and found out that his uncle got married 4 years after his death. He then took that information to Anthony Cardillo, and that's where the case went on from. So whatever theories you had, you were wrong. Or correct, if you managed to predict this crazy shit.
We deal with identity theft all the time, but nothing with this longevity. He owns multiple homes, multiple mortgages, cars, he got married, had a child, has a pilot's license, owns a plane.
Well, now we know he wasn't on a secret mission with the FBI or anything. Imagine if he just decided not to do the ancestry search that day. I wonder what would have happened and if Richard would have ever been caught. Anyways, turned out he was actually a really good landlord. All his tenants loved him. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, he had remarried and had another kid. How did he do it? Let's get into that. The man's identity, who Richard stole, was a dead fisherman named Terry Szymanski, who died in 1991. Richard moved out to Florida and obtained his death certificate and managed to get a birth certificate in his name and use it as his. This meant he was able to get a driver's license. This wasn't as hard to do back then than it is now. Turns out he also had multiple properties, which he rented to people, making him a landlord. He had a nice car, multiple cars actually, got remarried, and had another son, which knew nothing about his real past. Just think about the everyday life he lived, knowing he is lying to someone who thinks that you're just a normal person and has no idea about his past. But apparently, this guy was a tank at lying. The government should sign him up. Imagine a conversation where he just didn't react to the name Terry or got confused by it. Surely, the wife would have clocked into something. But anyways, he even owned a plane and a pilot's license. Richard, or should I say Terry, is now arrested for identity theft. So, once again, he's leaving his family, but not secretly this time. In the open, to everyone. When asked why he left his old family, he said it was because of relationship issues. No one was happy with that statement. Imagine hearing your husband or dad left for 23 years. Went to the extent of getting a dead man's ID and using it as his own. And finally, you get to find out the reason to why this happened. Why he caused so much trauma to you. And he says, relationship issues? Jesus. And on top of that, imagine getting absolutely grilled like this.
Over his head and something.
I mean, I wonder if that's because that's a better thing for you to believe than he actually just left you all.
No.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Nowadays, it wouldn't be this easy to start a whole new life just like that, especially with how advanced the world is now, with social media, technology, etc. But people still find ways to do it. Richard really got caught because some random guy related to Terry decided to do an ancestry search. That's crazy. Imagine that's the way you get caught after managing to lie and hide for 23 years.
State versus Richard Hoagland, case number 2.
Richard Hoagland is now in jail, refusing to talk to us, awaiting trial on charges including identity fraud.
So he's in a bad place.
Yes.
I know this video is a joke to a lot of people, and a lot will find it funny, but the pain and trauma the kids and wife must have went through, and many sleepless nights, probably because of this. So this Richard guy deserves everything that came his way and more. If you enjoyed this and want to see more videos like this, subscribe and leave a comment on what you want to see next. Take care, y'all.